Kobayashi Hall. As you go in, there will be board members offering you either a chicken bento or a salmon bento. Chicken's on this side, salmon's on this side. Chopsticks are already on your tables. Go ahead and choose a table to sit at, and you can go. Try not to push the people in front of you. Yeah, we'll go with that. As you go in, there are board members handing out bentos. Chicken is on that side, salmon is on this side.
Chicken is that way, salmon is this way. You will know when you get in there. You want salmon? Yeah. Okay.
I'm so glad that people can hear me.
Yeah, you did really well.
As you enter, there are board members handing out bentos. Chicken is on that side, salmon is on this side.
What?
I can yell louder.
I know you can.
Thank you. As you come in, board members are handing out bentos. Chicken is on that side, salmon is on this side.
Thank you.
I'm confused.
You're confused? Yeah, I might be before. Chicken is on that side for bentos, salmon is on that side. If you don't understand, I'll eat your bento for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I said to my mom, it wasn't so far away. It wasn't so far away.
As you go in, board members are handing out bentos. Chicken bentos are on that side. Salmon bentos are on this side.
Chicken or salmon? You're on that. So come on. I'm getting over here. We're going to go left. Yeah, that's
Good to see you.
I need to get him Everybody's going in the same direction.
I think that will happen. They're all so popular. But you know what happens? It could be that there are
Salmon's on that.
Go big.
お箸、あっちにある。ジャンボの。
Japanese Canadian Cultural Center. I'm going to ask everybody to grab a seat and get your refreshments. And by the way, I was asked, is it okay to eat? Yes, please, feel free. For those of you who haven't started, please go ahead. My name is Gary Kawaguchi, and I'm going to be the MC for this afternoon. This is going to be about a 1-hour program, so we hope to get you back out into the bright sunshine and enjoy the rest of the day fairly quickly. This event is really made possible by some funding by the British Columbia government for a redress fund, and it was titled the JC Survivors Health and Wellness Fund. So they originally gave $2 million, of which 50 organizations across the country, including the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center, applied for a grant. And we applied for a grant, in our case, for 2 programs. One program we started, which is an outreach program for those seniors who could not get out of their homes, largely. We had volunteers take bentos and socialize with them. And we're going to do this several times this year. The second program is this. It's really an opportunity to bring people back together. So for that, I welcome you back. I'm happy to see everybody here. I saw many of you walking around the building and seeing some of the improvements to the building. I want you to take a look at the washroom at some point. I keep telling people that's one of the featured new improvements of the center. We got rid of all the doors, we made everything touchless, and this is all in response to COVID to try and make this place as safe as possible. For those of you who have not gone into the Moriyamanike Heritage Center, there's an exhibit there to take a look at called Madu. It's something that we're all very proud of. The staff and the volunteers put this together, and this, I should tell you, the reason to be proud of it is this is where the Japanese Canadian Culture Center is leading all of the Japanese communities in the world. The idea behind it is, in the past, even here, we talked about the community, but very local. Mostly local. And by extension, sometimes we talked about internment, sometimes we talked about British Columbia, but we never talked about the world. So what the global idea is behind that exhibition is to talk about the Japanese diaspora globally, and to have every organization like the JCCC, whether it's Sao Paulo, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Honolulu, if everybody contributed content and worked towards creating this one, call it a library or repository, where everybody could take a look at what happened to the Japanese when they moved out of Japan in the late 1800s, where they went, what they encountered, how they survived, how they contributed to society, as you all have done in your lives. That is a big part of the legacy that we want to leave behind for the 4th, 5th, and coming generations. To be able to express and to show what this community, what they did through surviving that period of time. That's something to be proud of, and we want all of our children to see that. So that is a global idea, and that's here, Madu, in the hall, and I hope you get a chance to take a look at it. I mentioned this BC Health and Wellness Fund. In addition to funding that organizations asked for, individuals were able to apply for an individual grant of $650. Now, of the 6,600 in the national database, there's 6,600 people who are classified as survivors of the internment, and that is those people born before 1949 in Canada. And of the 6,600 people, 1,618 people made an application for the $650 grant. That means many of you in this room probably didn't do that. Many of you probably didn't even know about it. And that was one of the great challenges that the organization in British Columbia had with administering that fund. But the good news is, in May of this year, the BC government, again under pressure from the NAJC nationally, offered $100 million. And the $100 million is, again, to be put to programs to help the survivors. The issue that we have is most of that effort is going to go into British Columbia. So we have to make a lobby effort to convince everybody that a greater percentage of those who survived the internment actually moved out of British Columbia and moved into Ontario or points elsewhere. So more work will happen, but what it'll mean is there should be another opportunity for individuals who didn't apply before to apply again. That's what we're hoping will happen. So again, that's new news if you haven't seen that. This has been a challenging couple of years, and I'm just going to say one last thing before we kick off the formal part of the program. I'm happy to see so many people here, but I know how difficult it was for everybody. Social isolation, not being able to get together in large groups, limiting or restricting family events and gatherings, that's tough on everybody, on every family, but it's particularly tough on the seniors. And that's why the focus of effort for the JCCC right now is what can we do to reinvigorate the lifeblood of the community, which is socializing with the seniors. And that's why this is an important part of the effort. I'm reminded by a book that I read. It says, have you ever run, I know many of you, I haven't been to the Amazon, but if you went to the Amazon, you don't really run into one person. You run into tribes of people. And the importance of that meaning is human beings are all meant to work together, to love our children. I mean, family units, that's the strength that binds us as human beings. And the inability to do that takes a lot of social trauma. So when we lose that sense of belonging, or that need to be part of a group, or that sense of relevance, that's a really important thing that we think of here at Japanese Canadian Culture Center as something that we want to try and bring back. And that's why we're hopeful that this kind of gathering is repeated over and over, and we can finally get back to living our lives carefully and safely, and that hopefully is the bright future. So with that, I'd like to start the formal program. We have some performances, and the first one is with Ayamakai. So Dave is filling in for Constantine in the booth, so if we have any technical glitches, that's between me and Dave, so we're rookies at this. So Dave, Ayamakai, Nobia Ing, and Yiko Zhang, the Kushimoto Bushi.
一つ二つと走り去って
This is a festival that's held every July, where groups come together and compete in the dance of the Kushimoto Bushi Pavilion. Next we have Jessica Nakamura. Excuse me, Jessica Nakamura. From the Sakura-Kai Dance Group, performing Kusatsu Bushi. Okay. in Igunma Prefecture, and it tells the story of the traditional method of cool, steaming hot water using ladles without adding cold water. Next up, we have Kyoko Iwamura singing Okina Furoroku.
大きなのこの古時計おじいさんの時計100年いつも動いていたおじまんの時計さおじいさんの生まれた朝に買ってきた時計さ今はもう動かないその時計100年休まずにチッタチッタおじいさんと一緒にチッタチッタ今はもう動かないその時計何でも知ってる古時計おじいさんの時計きれいな花嫁やってきたその日も動いてた嬉しいことも悲しいこともみんな知ってる時計さ今動かないその時計
Sakura-Kai Dance Group, Chloe Tran, Ai Sugimoto, Olive Terakita, and Ronan Ladd doing the Don Den Daiko. This is about Japanese drums. There's the large drums that make a don-don sound and the small drums that make a den-den sound. And this is the youngest group of performers in the Sakura-Kai. This is their performance debut this afternoon.